I, 19M, told my GF, 18F, about my sick sister, 12yo, and she told my she's not my therapist. For background, I had been seeing her for about 6 months at the time and I was stressing over exams that were coming up, my first university exams, so I was pretty stressed, and she was ghosting me at the time. I don't really remember why exactly. I think it was about me going out with friends, but I'm not sure now. On top of being overworked and stressed, we found out that my little sister had 2 cysts on her thyroid that could get worse over time. It's something that runs on my mother's side of the family and causes multiple family members to have thyroid issues. I told my GF this and she didn't really seem to care at first, choosing to continue to talk about shopping for dresses, leaving me on read for multiple hours at a time. I then brought my sister's condition up again and she said, "I'm not your therapist." At the time I let it go, but ever since it's been stuck in my mind. Sometime later, I spoke to her about the situation and she refused to apologize and said it was justified because of what I had done previously. I'm done with her and I can't take this anymore. I'm writing this as a way of venting because I know it's unbelievable. She wasn't like this in the beginning. What should I do? Any advice would go a long way. Thank you. Less than 3. Update. I finally told her I was done with it all and that I didn't like speaking to her at all. Coincidentally, she responded quickly and started blowing up my phone, while when I needed her reassurance she would leave me on read or just say toxic shit. Thank you all for the advice, it helped a lot. I'm sure I'm better off without her toxic presence. Like one of the replies said, if any of her friends decides to cut ties with me I don't give a shit cause I know she just spewed lies to them. My real friends have seen the screenshots and have taken my side already. I'm feeling way better already about everything. I'll find someone better and I won't treat them the way she treated me cause no one deserves it. You know what to do, sadly. If she's not going to be there for you to support you as a partner, then she doesn't deserve to have you as a partner. I'm shocked at her reaction about your sister's illness and unimportant it is, as well as saying her not caring is equivalent to you going out with your friends. You deserve better, don't let her play these mind games on you. You can definitely find and do better than her. Break up. I divorced my ex after being together 10 years because I broke down and needed him and he responded similarly. Shows an extreme lack of empathy. You're in a toxic relationship and it's past time to leave it. She's not your therapist, true. Maybe she shouldn't be your girlfriend either. Yup. Done. Tell her it's over and you'll find someone else you can have an actual conversation with. Bye-bye. There's lack of maturity there. A lot of posts where one person is complaining about their emotionally needy partner will dispense this advice. You are not their therapist, they need pro help. Your girlfriend has misunderstood and misinterpreted this sentiment and gone too far with it. She hasn't made the distinction of when a partner is hurt, venting and just needs support for a specific situation, and someone who is perpetually asking for time, physical and emotional support. She's reaching and using too often used latest statements to just be cruel and express her anger. I'd try speaking to her about it again and making her understand, and if she dismisses you still, leave her. My girlfriend of 7 years wants to find herself. Sorry in advance for formatting, I'm on mobile. Just as the title reads, my 25M, girlfriend of 7 years, 25F, has decided that she wants to find her independence and make sure that she wants a life with me before we continue our relationship. Some background. We've had our ups and downs over these 7 years. For 4-5 years we were great, but the last couple years we've had a really tough time. Lots of our families passed during the pandemic, we were having some financial trouble, and general depression shut us down. Recently, in the past 4-6 months we've been doing a lot better. I was able to buy us a house, and start working on my own business. This has obviously taken a mental, physical, and financial toll on me, and I admit that I have not been paying as much attention to her as I should have. We haven't been going on dates, having much sex, exercising together, or just generally doing things that aren't sitting and scrolling for a couple hours before bed. I understand why she feels the way she does, and I don't blame her. I know what absence in a relationship feels like, and I feel terrible for putting her through that. But here's the thing. I love her so much. Like I am absolutely head over heels in love with her. I love supporting her, I love cooking for her, I love spending time with her, I love how well we click, I love that I can almost read her mind at any given point. I would love to give this a second chance. Looking back on the mistakes I've made has been very easy. I can pinpoint all of the times I said I was too tired to go somewhere, or all the times we got into little arguments over stupid things. I know, for a fact, that I can do better in this regard. I just want to try again. I truly don't want to lose her, but she says she has to find her own way and see what it's like paying for all of her own necessities, living alone, and seeing if she still wants to be with me. She assures me that she loves me as well, and I believe her, but I feel like she is leaving and will not come back. I guess I just need some advice on how to handle and process this. This is the woman I've wanted to marry, and she said the same about me. I took her for granted, thinking she would never leave while I was trying to dig myself out of depression. I realize that, but it's too late to undo it. Where do I go from here? I wasted so many years waiting for a girl who I thought would maybe come back who never did. It took a long time to realize, but it isn't worth it. You want your significant other to be in 100%. Even if she comes back, you'll know she was never as committed as you were, and it will never be the same again. This is the modern girl version of, "It's not you, it's me." People always think the grass is greener on the other side. I'm sorry for you, man. The best thing you can do is let her go, or else she will force you to in a way that hurts you even more. Find someone who sees you as their happy ending, not a stepping stone to get there. I would translate this as, she would like to fuck other guys and see what's out there while you hang around and wait. Fuck that. Well, she's going to do what she's going to do, and you can't stop that. But maybe you could make it clear that if she goes, you likely won't be waiting for her if she comes back. As much as it hurts, look at this as a breakup. If there is something you have always wanted to do that she is not interested in, do it now. Take a trip to Alaska, hike the Appalachian Trail, volunteer somewhere for a few months. This will keep you from just waiting around to see what happens. It also will make her see that you can also have a life without her. Sounds like she wants to fuck other guys and keep you as a backup. Went through phone of my GF. Found out I got cheated on and she probably has advanced cancer. 23M. Still can't comprehend what I saw, and English is not my native tongue, so bear with me. My GF, 23F. And I have been together for 6 months, and I thought we had a dynamic which had been improving gradually since last 6 months. Last night she went to the hospital with her roommates because, one of these roommates is a close friend of mine. Of a fit of rage that made her pass out. She did not talk about what happened, but I thought it was a family situation, so I did not push it. She had an important presentation for this morning and I could not stay with her for the night. I decided to set her alarms for the morning as a jest. After I set the alarms, I looked at her messages because of a gut feeling. Bad move, I know. I won't go into details, but I learned she is probably in advanced stage intestinal cancer and she went out with a guy repeatedly. In the convo she acted like she had no one in her life, in an avoidant manner. At the end of the messages she blocked him and told his friend that, there is nothing to talk anymore after what he did to her, so I think a traumatic situation may have happened. She went into that aforementioned fit of rage after the day she blocked him, so I don't know if anything happened between them physically through an evidence, but there were mild sexual conversation and they went to clubbing, so there was probably. I still could not totally realize what happened. After this rollercoaster of emotions, because of the shock, I showed the convo to her roommate, who is the friend mentioned above, and my close friend who drove us to the hospital. They both agreed there was situation of cheating. We are going to have the talk today. I don't know what to do. I'm not even sure if the cancer part is real. What would be the best course of action in this situation? Too long, did not read. I probably got cheated on by my girlfriend, who probably is cancer. Cheating doesn't only mean being physical with someone. Her talking to a guy and hanging out alone with them without telling you can be cheating as well. The cancer thing is scary, and I wouldn't assume she's lying, so tread carefully with that. But definitely talk to her about the other person. For her to be so upset over another guy that she passes out is crazy to me. There is a lot to unpack here. My advice would be to not mention the cancer and focus on the relationship issue. Tell her she broke your trust and you want to 1. Work it out. Or 2. Break up. This is your choice you need to make. If you decide you want to stay in the relationship, you also need to decide how long you want to wait for her to tell you about the cancer. Telling you it's her decision. But it also indicates something bad if she doesn't tell you within the next 6 months. It would mean there is no trust in the relationship on her part. It would mean she doesn't feel like opening up to you. And neither of those things is good in a relationship. Especially one cheating happened in. You sound like a nice guy. Good luck with everything. Advanced GI cancer is pretty hard to miss. RN here. Perhaps she is just lying to this person? And then also you. Well, would breaking up with her be too straightforward? I mean, there is more than enough justification there. She is a cheater, you know it. What else do you want to know? Do you want to settle for a cheater because she has cancer? If yes, stay and take care of her, but remember, when she wasn't sick she was banging a loser who is not there to take care of her now. You are the sucker who paid the bills and take care of her when she is sick. But the loser is banging her for free. Don't you think you deserve better? Why the hell will you settle for that? Sounds like you're not really in a relationship with her. You're just there while she lives her life and makes poor choices. I told my wife I won't consider having children. I, 32 male, and my wife, 33 female, have been together for 12 years, married for 7. When we first met we clicked immediately. We shared a lot of values, hobbies, education. We did everything together, we became inseparable. I met her parents after only 2 weeks of dating, said I love you after 1 month. 1 month after that I told her my views about having children and that I don't want to raise or have children, and to my surprise she agreed. Fast forward 5 years before our marriage and I opened the topic again and she told me she also doesn't want children and want to focus on her career and travel. Fast forward 7 years, we are happily married. I grow up hearing how people change after marriage, but we never did. It's like we are still dating. 2 months ago my wife told me, what do you think about having a child? After a few moments of silence I told her what I always thought, that I don't want children. She told me, can you compromise? We will only have 1 child and it won't be that hard. I told her no, a child isn't a compromise. You knew from the start it was a deal breaker for me, and the sad look on her face broke my heart. I decided to leave the country for 2 weeks to visit my brother and to give her the space and time to think. I told her she should do what makes her happy, and if she wants to walk away I won't be asking for anything. She has more money and a small business, and we will be on good terms. After I left, her mother called me and told me she was disappointed in me and never thought I would do something like that to her daughter. Her father, my parents, my sister and her sisters called me a lot of names and told me how a horrible person I was. I returned home after 2 weeks of waiting for my wife's decision and she told me she chose me. I felt so relieved and so guilty at the same time. Weeks go by and everything goes back to normal, except her family still hates me. I know I am selfish. Selfish for not giving her a child and selfish for making her choose. Everyone think I am a terrible husband and that my wife deserve better, and I don't know what to do. Sorry, English isn't my first language. If you don't want a child, not having one is the least selfish thing to do. She knew this going in. She can walk away. You have nothing to feel bad about. It's your and her own choice. It's no one else's business. Nope, not selfish. You stated your opinion, she agreed. She changed and wants to force you to go along with her. You gave her multiple outs before marriage and she agreed. Now she changes and everyone hates you? Nope. Don't agree to have a child. They are a huge responsibility and you'll end up resenting your wife and resenting the child, neither of which is healthy for anyone involved. She probably will resent you, but she made her choice. Really, she should have left you and had a kid elsewhere, but what can you do? You are not selfish. You have been clear from the start. Honestly, she is entitled to change her mind, and to think maybe she wants one, but the fact that she then turned her family against you is a massive issue in my book. That's not okay. She needs to make it good with her family and fix that, because it's so not cool that she turned your personal discussion in marriage into a family issue where they are now making you the bad guy. It's up to her if she wants to walk away. You have always been clear. But if I were you, I'd be looking critically at the fact that she so quickly made you the villain and has now made your life harder because of a choice that she changed her mind on. It seems very toxic and manipulative. Have you considered that maybe she was already pregnant? So she brings the topic again to see your reaction. 2 weeks is enough time to get an abortion when you were abroad, and it can explain the hateful reaction of her family. But no, you're not selfish.